All right, so I made a video yesterday, but I didn't post it. So I'm making a new video today. I just published test one, and I also published two practice Kahoots. So welcome to week 8, human growth and development. And I'm gonna give you some pointers. First of all, I want to say that the test is not due until Monday. Now, normally it would be due Sunday, but because I didn't get to post it until now, 7 p.m., I went ahead and moved it forward a day. So you have until Monday to take it if you want to be on time. Now, I leave the test open one extra day just as a grace period. So if you're running late or if something happens, you can actually take it as of Tuesday. But after Monday, it's going to show late in the computer. If you miss it and you don't take it by Tuesday, well, then you're going to get a 0. But at the end of the semester, I have a makeup test, which is only 25 questions, but it's the same information and is worth the same amount of points. The questions are just worth a few more points. So this test is 50 questions, 2 points each, and that's 100 points. So 90 to 100 is the A, 89 to 80 is a B, 79 to 70 is a C, 69 to 60 is a D, and 59 below is not passing. So I would say go ahead. If you haven't made your cheat sheet, go ahead and make a cheat sheet. Remember, for my test, I allow an entire 8.5 by 11 cheat sheet. You can type the notes or handwrite the notes, but you want to use that cheat sheet with create it and then use it when you take the test. Now, in addition to being able to have a cheat sheet, I also wanted to remind you that this test is really focused on the beginning of life. Okay, so definitely going to have some questions about developmental psychology, right? Knowing that this is a science. Then you're going to have questions about prenatal development, infancy, toddlerhood, and childhood. And childhood is, of course, broken into early, middle, and late. So that's about 8 chapters in our required textbook. So a lot of information. But I'm going to tell you that we've been talking about these concepts for the last 8 weeks. So if you've been keeping up with the reading and watching the videos and participating on the discussion board, you should be okay. Now, I'm also going to be posting an extra credit, and this extra credit will be worth 10 points and it will be added to test one. So this is a way for you to earn more points. So if you score, say, a 70 on the test, don't stress out, do the extra credit. That's 10 points. It could bring you up to an 80. Or let's say you scored a 90 on the test. You did the extra credit. Maybe you only got 5 out of 10. Right. Well, then that's a 95. But the extra credit is yet another opportunity for you to boost your score. All right. So that test is currently available. And like I said, it closes on Tuesday and is technically due on Monday. So that's test one. The next thing I want to mention is the group project annotated bibliography. Now, this assignment has been open, and I noticed that a couple of groups have already submitted them, and that's fantastic. But if your group has not completed this group annotated bibliography, you want to go ahead and work together and get it done because this assignment, the due date is swiftly approaching. Okay? So, group AB, due this Sunday. The next thing I'll mention is the reflection. So next week, you'll have a reflection assignment that's due. And if you're somebody who's kind of ahead of the curve and you've already read the chapters and you're ready to take the test and you take the test early and you're like, well, what can I do next? Well, the next topic we're going to actually talk about is adolescence, which is chapters 9 and 10. And you have a reflection due next week. So if you want to go ahead and get started on that reflection, you can do that now because I published it already. All right. Those are like the main things I wanted to point out. Now I want to go back to the test. When it comes to this test, remember this test is proctored via HonorLock. There is a fee to use HonorLock. HonorLock is a Google Chrome extension. So that means you're going to have to add this extension to your web browser, Google Chrome. And you're going to have to pay this fee. It's $5 for one test or $10 for unlimited tests. And I've learned that the $10 applies to one particular class. I would encourage you to go ahead and pay the $10 for the unlimited option because we have our midterm and we have our final. And if you're not satisfied with your midterm score, remember you're allowed to take the makeup test one, which is the midterm. And so that would technically be 3 tests. So if you pay for the unlimited, then you're already covered for all of your tests. The other thing I'll mention about this midterm is that the questions require critical thinking. Okay, so some of the questions are straightforward and easy, but some of the other questions really make you think. Okay, so don't expect to just have a bunch of terms on your cheat sheet and that's going to cut it. You really need to understand the concepts. You need to be able to, if given a scenario, apply what you know to that scenario. All right. The questions thread is available on Canvas. And if you post a question to the questions thread, I check it Monday through Thursday. It's also available for your fellow class members to chime in. So I would say consider using the questions thread. Um, the test is not open book. So, like I said, you're really going to want to make sure you make your cheat sheet because it is proctored and you're going to have to show a valid ID and your space is going to have to, your camera is going to have to be able to show the entire room. It's like a lockdown browser and everything. So, you really want to make sure you're ready before you take the test. Once you start taking the test, you have 75 minutes to answer those 50 multiple choice questions. There are no essays or short answers on the test, but those 50 multiple choice questions do require that you read and analyze scenarios. So, like I said, make sure you're prepared before you hit start. All right. Other than that, the discussion board is looking fantastic. I just finished grading our last discussions and I was just so impressed. I would say in this class, we have about, man, like 80% of the class, the students give a thorough initial post and substantive responses to peers. So I'm just so impressed. Thank you so much for making this a wonderful learning environment. There's still a small percentage of people who are not maximizing their points or not contributing in a very thorough way, but to each his own. If you have questions, comments, compliments, or concerns, you know what to do.